For decades, the Philippines was often viewed as a quiet archipelago on the edge of Asia, important, but rarely decisive. Today, that perception is rapidly changing. In 2026, the Philippines is no longer just a Southeast Asian nation navigating regional challenges. It is emerging as Asia's strategic gatekeeper, positioned at the center of some of the most critical trade routes, security flashpoints, and power rivalries in the world. So how did the Philippines reach this position, and why does its role matter more now than ever before? Geography, the power of location. The Philippines' greatest strategic asset has always been its geography. Located between the Pacific Ocean and the South China Sea, the country sits near some of the world's busiest maritime corridors. Over one-third of global shipping passes through nearby waters, carrying energy supplies, consumer goods, and raw materials that fuel the global economy. The Philippines controls access points close to vital sea lanes connecting East Asia, Southeast Asia, and the wider Indo-Pacific. Any disruption in these waters would ripple through global markets. As tensions rise in the South China Sea and around Taiwan, the Philippines' location gives it leverage few countries in Asia possess. Simply put, whoever maintains strong relations with the Philippines gains influence over one of the world's most critical maritime crossroads. The South China Sea factor. At the heart of the Philippines' growing strategic importance is the South China Sea. This region is rich in natural resources and serves as a highway for international trade. Competing territorial claims have turned it into one of the most sensitive geopolitical zones on the planet. The Philippines has taken a more assertive stance in defending its maritime rights, backed by international law and diplomatic support. This approach has elevated Manila's role from a passive claimant to a key actor shaping regional norms. As tensions continue, the Philippines increasingly acts as a buffer state, standing between major powers while defending freedom of navigation. This balancing role strengthens the country's position as a gatekeeper rather than a battleground. Renewed defense partnerships. Another major factor is the Philippines' expanding defense relationships. Long-standing security ties with the United States have deepened in recent years, with new access agreements, joint exercises, and infrastructure development across strategic locations in the archipelago. But the Philippines is not relying on a single partner. It has broadened cooperation with countries like Japan, Australia, and several European nations. These partnerships enhance maritime awareness, disaster response, and regional security without turning the country into a closed military bloc. By keeping doors open to multiple partners, the Philippines is shaping itself as a hub for regional cooperation, not confrontation. Economic gatekeeper of the Indo-Pacific. Security is only one side of the story. Economically, the Philippines is becoming increasingly important as supply chains diversify away from overconcentration in a few locations. Global companies are looking for alternatives that offer political stability, a young workforce, and access to Asian markets. With a population exceeding 110 million and a rapidly growing middle class, the Philippines offers both production capacity and consumer demand. Infrastructure investments in ports, airports, and digital connectivity are improving the country's ability to serve as a logistics bridge between Northeast Asia and Southeast Asia. As trade routes evolve, the Philippines is positioning itself not just as a participant, but as a facilitator of regional commerce. Energy and resource security. Energy security is another area where the Philippines' role is expanding. Offshore energy exploration, renewable projects, and strategic gas fields are turning the country into a key player in regional energy discussions. As Asia's energy demand rises, controlling access to energy corridors becomes as important as controlling shipping lanes. The Philippines' waters sit near routes used to transport oil and gas to major economies. This adds another layer to its gatekeeper status, especially as nations seek reliable and secure energy flows. Diplomacy and soft power. Unlike many strategic actors, the Philippines combines hard security relevance with strong soft power. Its global diaspora, English-speaking workforce, and cultural openness make it an attractive partner for cooperation. Manila has increasingly used diplomacy to position itself as a bridge between East and West, North and South. Rather than choosing sides outright, the Philippines emphasizes rules-based order, dialogue, and regional stability. This approach increases trust and enhances its credibility as a mediator and stabilizing force. What this means for Asia's future. As Asia enters a more uncertain era, countries that control access, whether maritime, economic, or diplomatic, will hold disproportionate influence. The Philippines is becoming one of those countries. Its choices will affect trade stability, regional security, and the balance of power in the Indo-Pacific. For neighbors and global powers alike, engaging with the Philippines is no longer optional, it is essential. The Philippines' transformation into Asia's strategic gatekeeper is not accidental. It is the result of geography meeting policy, opportunity meeting preparation. In 2026 and beyond, the country stands at the intersection of global trade, security, and diplomacy. The question is no longer whether the Philippines matters. The real question is how the world will adapt to the Philippines' growing influence at the gates of Asia.